Meet Priya. She just got her first paycheck, $4,200 after taxes. Now she's wondering what to do with it. Should she open a Roth IRA, max out her 401k, buy index funds, pay off her student loans, or put it in a high-yield savings account? Every financial influencer tells her something different. They all sound confident, yet each one contradicts the last. My name is Mr. Bean, and today I'm giving you what nobody online actually gives you, a clear, simple order of operations for your money. Before we talk about investing, we need to cover one thing that comes first, step 0. Skipping it is one of the most common financial mistakes people make, the emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of essential expenses in a high-yield savings account. Don't invest it. Just keep it there. It's not an investment. It's the foundation that makes investing possible. Without an emergency fund, every unexpected expense becomes a crisis. A $2,000 car repair shouldn't be a disaster. It should be a minor inconvenience. That's exactly what your emergency fund is for. How much should you save? Add up your essential monthly expenses: rent, food, utilities, transportation, and insurance. Save at least 3 months' worth. If your income varies or your job is less stable, aim for 6 months. Step 1. Contribute enough to your 401k to get the full employer match. It's the highest guaranteed return most Americans can get on their money. If your employer matches 50% of contributions up to 6% of your salary, and you're not contributing at least 6%, you're turning down free money every paycheck. You're not investing it elsewhere, you're simply leaving it behind. The 2026 401k contribution limit is $24,500. But for step 1, don't worry about maxing it out. Just contribute enough to get the full employer match. Step 2. Pay off high-interest debt, anything above 7%. Credit cards at 21% or personal loans at 14% should come before investing more. The math is simple. Paying off a credit card charging 21% interest is the same as earning a guaranteed 21% return. No investment can promise that kind of return with certainty. But not all debt is the same. A student loan at 4.5% or a mortgage at 6.7% doesn't automatically come before investing. Focus on paying off high-interest debt first. Step 3. Open and max out an IRA, either a Roth IRA or a traditional IRA, depending on your income and tax situation. In 2026, the IRA contribution limit is $7,500. A Roth IRA is usually better if you expect to pay higher taxes in retirement than you do today. A traditional IRA is often better if you expect a lower tax rate later. For most young earners, when in doubt, the Roth IRA is usually the better choice. Why does the IRA matter so much? Because your investments grow tax-advantaged. Over 30 years, that tax benefit can add hundreds of thousands of dollars compared with investing in a regular brokerage account. Step 4. Go back to your 401k and max it out. You already captured the employer match in Step 1. Now increase your contributions until you reach the 2026 limit of $24,500. Why max out the IRA before the 401k? Because IRAs usually offer more investment choices and lower fees. They give you the freedom to invest in low-cost index funds that many 401k plans don't offer. According to Fidelity, the average total 401k savings rate, including employer contributions, is 14.3%. Meanwhile, nearly 95% of Vanguard participants use a target date fund as their primary investment. Step 5. If you have a high-deductible health plan, contribute to a health savings account. It's one of the most tax-efficient accounts available in the American financial system. It offers a triple tax advantage. Contributions are tax-deductible, investments grow tax-free, and qualified medical withdrawals are tax-free. No other account combines all 3 benefits. Not a 401k, not a Roth IRA. Only an HSA does. After age 65, you can use HSA funds for any purpose and pay only ordinary income tax, just like a traditional 401k. That makes an HSA both a medical safety net and an extra retirement account. Step 6. Open a taxable brokerage account and invest in low-cost index funds. Once your 401k, IRA, and HSA are fully funded, any extra investing belongs here. What should you buy in that brokerage account? Most experts recommend broad market index funds, such as an S&P 500 fund, a total market fund, or a simple three-fund portfolio of U.S. stocks, international stocks, and bonds. Index funds provide instant diversification and have historically outperformed most actively managed funds over the long term. The goal isn't to pick the winning stock, it's to own the entire market. Here's the order. Step 0, build an emergency fund. Step 1, get the full 401k employer match. Step 2, pay off high-interest debt above 7%. Step 3, max out your IRA at $7,500. Step 4, finish maxing out your 401k to $24,500. Step 5, contribute to an HSA if you're eligible. Step 6, invest in a taxable brokerage account using low-cost index funds. Step 7, keep investing consistently. The order stays the same, only the amounts grow as your income increases. Now let's cover 3 mistakes that can derail this plan. Mistake 1, investing before building an emergency fund. Without that safety net, a financial setback can force you to sell investments at the worst possible time, often when the market is down. Mistake 2, skipping the employer match to pay off low-interest debt. Choosing a 4.5% student loan over a 100% employer match is meaning passing up free money, a losing trade every time. Mistake 3, waiting until you have more money to start. The cost of waiting isn't linear, it's exponential. Starting at 25 instead of 35 can mean the difference of hundreds of thousands, even $1 million by retirement. That night, Priya takes action. She opens a high-yield savings account and sets up automatic transfers for her emergency fund. Then she logs into her company's HR portal and increases her 401k contribution to get the full employer match. Then she opens a Roth IRA, deposits her first $50 into a total market index fund, and sets up automatic monthly contributions. 3 actions, 45 minutes. Her financial foundation is now in place. The order matters more than the amount. You don't need to max everything out right away. You just need to follow the sequence. A small amount in the right account beats a large amount in the wrong one every time. If this video helped you decide where to put your money, hit the like button. Subscribe for weekly videos that break down the money math most people miss. And let me know in the comments, which step are you on right now?